welcome you back to another episode of Focusing on the Soul of the Entrepreneur. I'm your host, Ralph Walker, and I'm always open to every episode being a special episode, but this one's going to be a good one because it already started off already crazy before we even hit the record button. Again, a guest, I don't know if he's even a guest anymore. It's basically his home now. Zayn is with us, and we're getting into an episode where we're talking about scarcity, and freeing and breaking yourself from it. I believe there's more than enough. But today, something happened already, and I'm already got questions. This is going to be an episode for me. This isn't, I don't know, this is just going to be a live episode that you get to see somebody talk to me and hear someone correct me, because I'm already tripping already this morning. Zayn, welcome.
Whoa. What are you doing? Don't go nowhere. Listen, you didn't made it to this point already. Go ahead and just do your boy a favor. Go ahead and like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. If you want to grow within your business, you want to grow within yourself, you want to grow with your family and your relationships, and more importantly, your relationship with God, this is the place you need to be. We become a family now. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Let's enjoy the journey. Enjoy this episode. Peace.
I'm just here to love you. I'm not here to correct you. You're already correct.
I don't know, man.
I was noticing just a humorous pattern here, that you're all in black with you had white earbuds on, and I got these black big earbuds.
Oh, that's hilarious. That's hilarious.
Wait, this wasn't planned. That's
That's hilarious. That's very hilarious. Because the last time we talked the other day, I had on black and I had on white shirt. Yeah, that's fun. That's funny.
But
listen,
yeah,
man, we got to already get into it. You already said that you're not supposed to correct my energy. Please help me understand that, because that was literally the first thing I was going to ask you about when we got on this call, because I'm going to tell you what happened this morning. This morning, I woke up to a $1,500 chargeback.
okay.
And I'm like, chargeback? And then it was a C4 game truck. And I was like, chargeback? $1,500 with C4 game truck? Who would do that? And then on top of that, I do all of my transactions through the physical card. So I was just blown back, but then I found out who it was from. It was from a person I did some consulting with 4 game trucks. And I did a website for them, a small website for them, a booking system. I got their Google Ads going. I consulted with them about their business and how they can hit over 6 figures with their business, and he did a chargeback 5 months later for the $1,500.
Okay.
Immediately, I went to, what the hell is going on? Because I didn't know why, because I was confused. But then when I found out who, I was just like, okay, I need something. It's past the actual point of him just charging it back. There's something going on in the energy that I need to get fixed. And I want to know what it is. I'm not going to take myself down to what am I doing wrong.
But okay. So we talked about that yesterday.
Yeah, I'm not going to take myself down the path of what am I doing wrong, but I definitely have a bit of entitlement. I have a sense of entitlement to my success. And I've been pondering about that, and I'm like, am I wrong to feel entitled to my success? And the thing is this, I feel like I've been like hidden for some years on the level of success that I'm truly capable of. Because I know there's, when it comes to success and the type of success that I want, there's a huge line of obviously your work ethic, right? But then there's also divine timing as well that plays the major part with that. And when I tell you I've been patient, I've been really patient. But this year alone has been extremely weighing on me. Like, okay, I'm done going through these things. I want new challenges. Like I'm done jumping this hurdle. Like playing in this capacity. What do I need to do? Like, who do I need to be? Like, I want to do it so fast. Like, Zayn,
I love
man,
you.
listen, I don't want to get too on the video because it's almost first world problems,
It's okay.
and I don't want to get too in depth with that.
That's fine. I mean, I got plenty. I've been taking notes here. So anytime you want me to rip the ripcord and go, let me know when you want me to dive in. I'm listening. Because the only thing right now I want to ask you is, what's the feeling? You saw the chart break. What's the instant feeling that comes up?
Oh, the instant feeling that came up was I was this close to being like, it was just, what the hell is going on? Like, who would do something like that to me? Like,
Okay, so I'm hearing anger. I'm hearing
oh,
confusion.
for sure, anger and confusion. Those are the top three. I mean, the top two. Anger and confusion was for sure that, because I just couldn't understand the way I set this up. So I set it up so sweet that this couldn't happen to me, right? And then the amount, I said, that's easily a corporate event. Like, that isn't a regular person doing it. That's a corporate. So I was like, okay. Then I went to my invoices immediately. I started problem solving. I went to immediate problem solving.
You went to fix it. Yes, I
Yeah,
hear you, and
yeah.
that's what most people want to see things at the level of problem, right? So
Okay.
so the first level of perception when we have challenges, when we have issues, is problem, right? So something's messed up, and in this, I'm feeling confused, I'm feeling angry, I'm feeling all these feelings that this shouldn't be happening to me. It couldn't be happening. I did everything in my path. Like, reminds me of when I got T-boned on a motorcycle. This shouldn't be happening. I've been riding 22 years safely. Well, the guy was old, he didn't see me, and he just kept plowing on through, and I became a hood ornament, right? So the interesting thing that you got up and you actually said it. You said that's all coming from a sense of entitlement. I've worked hard to create the success, and therefore nothing should impede on that. Do you follow so
Oh,
far?
yeah, that. But I just feel like the financial challenges that I've been having over the past few months is just like, come on now, like, not saying that. So if the 1,500 was a part of came out of my 100 grand a month that I'm trying to attain, like, that I'm working towards. I've did it once. I'm trying to repeat it. You know, if it came out of that, then I would be like, hey, James, go figure out what that is, and so we can, it would be a lot more chill. It wouldn't be so like, why is this happening to me, almighty smiter? Like I'm trying my best. I'm doing everything you're telling me to do. Like why? Like, and it's seriously, like, I'm just like, why? Like, why? And then on top of that, why that one? Like, that's somebody I was helping out. That's somebody who approached me on something that I don't even offer, but
Mm-hmm.
I sat with you and gave you more than what you even paid for. Like, I reconstructed your whole business, and it's just like, I gave you insight that you never even thought about. Like, and then it's just like, I don't want to say it slides me back, because when I realize who the human being is, it's just like, you kind of check it up to whatever. But then a bit of it just like the timing of it is just like horrible to me. All right, like I'm not gonna go down the path of like, why would you do that, man? I helped you. Like, it is what it is, right?
There's energetics here, right? So one of
Yeah.
my old mentors used to say, all our problems are spiritual problems.
Yeah.
So energetic, right? So one question you ask is, well, why? Why now? Why is this happening to me? Why? Why is this infinite loop, this hole that 5-year-olds love going into, 4-year-olds love going into? Why? Because that's just how the universe is. or as if you want to get theological, that's God's will, right? That's just how things need to be in this moment. Why? Well, maybe you don't see it. It's kind of like a movie.
No, and that's the point right there. It's that's where I'm at. Is I'm okay with it happening, but why? I don't believe that things just happen just to happen. Like, I believe there's a reason for it to happen to get to a certain point. And maybe it could be just for this conversation to be had over recording. I don't know. And then later on today, somebody's gonna give me 15,000. I don't know.
Well, okay,
But
so that's just it. Can you surrender your need to know? And this goes back to another conversation we've had about certainty and unknowingness. Can you be certain that this is happening for a bigger reason that you may not understand? Can you be certain that this is happening to purify your vessel, to clear the temple, to realign you for something else? Because, again, I know you want to go theological a little bit with this at times, and it's God give it, then take it away, right? And can you be obedient to some of the language that I've heard you say before, to that take it away and surrender with grace? Because the question that I would pose for you isn't why this is happening, but what is this happening for? It's happening in my movie. It's happening in my reality. It's happening for me. Well, to what end? For what purpose? Not why. I don't care why, because why will drag you into the soup. It will get you dark. It will put you deep, deep, deep into the hole. However, with what is like, okay, well, what can I gain from this? And this is what I was trying to convey earlier. When you go from why this is a problem, why, and you're looping around the problem, you get into traps where, again, we've talked about this before, where you bring problem, you make it issue. Well, issue can language. So issuing, unissued, past tense, de-issue. And the fascinating thing is when you go problem to issue, all of a sudden your brain's like, oh, there's probability here. There's possibility here. Then you go to challenge and you say, okay, well, I could fight beyond this issue. And then eventually you get to opportunity. And you say, oh, this is an opportunity, to your point, to have this conversation. Right? Yesterday we got on a call and we didn't record for 2 hours. What was the opportunity then? Well, the opportunity was we could have a conversation, reconnect and recalibrate our energy together. Right? We were coming from very different places, but today I feel a lot more aligned with you. Funny that, right? And then guess what? That's a blessing, because the value that we're going to create in this conversation is going to be massively leaps and bounds forward from where we were yesterday. I don't know if you feel it, but there's a harmony in how we're communicating. I'm not going on extended monologues, and you're not going on like, let's go off the beaten path, right? So there's a beauty to that. And the realignment comes because you've been practicing. What did I do wrong? This shouldn't be happening. These are practice thoughts.
Yeah, because my I'm gonna tell you where my base is at, and this is why it's like, this is why I'm like I'm a creature of habit, which is like routine. So if I see that this thing works, I'm going to repeat this thing over and over and over again, right?
Yeah, we're all creatures of habit. I agree.
Well, I don't know. I don't. So but then the other part of that is I do that with God too, and so I'm like, it's so like, I do believe that there should be set things in your day that you should do, right? Like on a daily. I believe that there's, and I had an episode about this, about the daily routine. And I'm just scared. A bit of me is scared that I'll never know the full recipe.
You need to know it to enjoy the meal.
I don't need to. It's not that. It's not that I need to know it to enjoy the meal. I'm going to enjoy the meal, but there's been so many things that's happened in my life where this big momentous things has happened, and great momentous things have happened, and it just happened. It wasn't like there wasn't no reason for it happening. It just happened, and I can't duplicate it again. And so it leaves it with one-off scenarios. And I don't like one-off scenarios because I want to grow. And so in order to grow, you got to keep doing the same thing over and over again and expound on it. And you do it. Like it's like lifting weights. Like you're never gonna grow lifting weights, lifting the same weight over and over again, right? You gotta compound that weight with adding on 5 pounds the next week. Add on the pressure. Add on the burden, right?
Wait, I love that. I love that analogy. Let me play with that one because I used to be a gym rat back in the day. Um, I agree with you, right? There's a point of returns as you gain the weight. Now, here's the funny thing. There's also a point of diminishing returns because A, the muscle has a limit, and B, the movement has a limit. So now, yeah, we've gone from say 10 pounds to 100 pounds doing bench press, right? Just pushing them. Well, now we get on incline or decline and we start pushing or we go wide on the grip or narrow. We've changed. We've
No,
changed the structure, right?
you change the structure, right? But the reason
Anymore.
you can't do the 100 anymore because you've grown to another level. So of course, anytime you go to another level, you come back down at the bottom of that new level, right? But
I'm
when
with
you
you.
max out at that level, it's like there's no more growth.
I agree.
It's
So
so
maybe you've just answered the question, what is this happening to me for? I've maxed out my level and I'm being invited to step up. You've answered your question right now.
yes, I do agree.
And I take
Listen,
pride in my 100-pound
and
press.
you know, listen, my wife said this to me, and it's my wife is like, my wife is the usual person who's, oh my God, what's happening? Why is this happening? Why is that? Right? She's usually that, right? I'm usually like, hey, babe, let's just flow through it, right? I'm usually that person. Man, she came to me a day ago. She says, you entered your new level and you're in the waiting room and I was like, dude, I was like, I feel that and I understand that and I'm with that, but this is painful. Like this one, it was because I said to her, this is what I said to her. I said, yesterday leaving the gym, I said, this space, like I'm like, I don't want to say I'm mad at God, but I'm questioning God as to why couldn't this have been just like a gradual swing up? Like, why does this have to be so rocky for me? Like, why? Almost in a why me? Like it was definitely a why me, but then also like I'm glad it's me. I'd rather it be me, and I'm grateful that it's me. But dude, give me a little snack on the way up, man. Like give me a like make this a little make this a little bit like make this a little bit. And again, this is for people who understand spirituality, right? That are connected, understand that our journey is not a physical journey, that it's a spiritual journey. We're just in a physical body, and that the things that we are experiencing I'm just at a place. I'm at a weird place of breaking scarcity off of me, and knowing that everything is perfect aligned to being scared as shit that everything is breaking.
Falling apart to fall together.
Yeah, and it's and but it does. But I'll say this because I always got to reach for a place of gratefulness in every weird space. I don't care how bad it is. I always got to reach for a place of gratefulness. And one thing that I'm all, and my wife, really quick, my wife said to me, she's like, it's like you're at a doctor's. She said usually when we're waiting, in a waiting room, it's like you're at the waiting room with me, and it's like I'm doing all the work, and and you just over there just chilling because you're so calm and relaxed. And I say, yeah, but this time I'm in a waiting room and I'm filling out paperwork before I go in the back, into the back before they call me up. And she said, so am I supposed to be the one that's just over there just chilling right now? I said, I guess so. Because I know this is so, man, this space is just so weird, man. I don't know. I've seen elevation in my life, but it was always nice, gradual elevation, right? It was just nice and calm and cool. I seen it before it happened. I've gotten the word, and I told Ashley, like, hey, this is happening. And same thing with this. I told her that it was happening, but I didn't know it was gonna feel like this. I didn't know that in me trying to accept whatever is going on, that it was gonna feel this rough. Like it's almost like turbulence in a landing, like someone is landing a plane and it's like boom, boom, but we're landing.
Mm-hmm.
And go ahead.
One thing that I heard that you said, and I'm again just jotting things down, is you keep going to it feels like rather than going to the feeling. And the feeling that keeps coming up as you're saying it in your subtext is anger and fear, anger and
Yeah.
fear, anger and fear, anger and fear. And that is kind of the root of scarcity, right? So there's a projected hurt, right? So we get hurt. Something happens where something didn't work out, right? Something's taken away from us. There's a pain. There is a pain, and we carry that pain into the past, and we feel betrayed. We feel, dejected, we feel rejected, whatever it is, and we get upset about that because we rehash it. Equally, we push it out to the future and we say, oh shit, I don't want that thing to ever happen to me again. And I don't know what that's been for you. I don't know if you go far enough back into your losses, into the parts you've slid backwards a little bit. And you look at that, and instead of saying, I never want that to happen again, you say, you know what? I welcome that happening again. I look forward to it happening again. Now, I'll use a frame of relationship and just say you got cheated on. Man, I never want to be cheated on again. Okay. What if you welcome it? What if you embrace it? What if you transcend it? Because maybe that actually opens up the door for you having a healthy relationship. Maybe the partner who you're with at that time actually has wounds that you didn't see, and this event is bringing them to the surface so that you two could heal together and come closer together.
Oh no, I don't see that, Doc. I don't. No. So I'm gonna just say this. So, talking to Shervin yesterday, right? And me and you have different outlooks on his drug use, right? Right, and the question that I asked, and I can't wait to put that episode, because it's literally recorded on my phone. Like I was like, like this, right? But the question that I asked is, out of it, how does God get his just due out of it? How do you bring out of your use of drug? Like, if you believe that God is bringing you to this and God has made it here, how does he get the just due out of that? Like, how does he get his glory out of that? Like, how do we give that back to God? And so it brings it back to this same thing. What you're saying is, Like someone cheated on me, or how do I bring that back? And you're saying in a sense of saying I welcome it. Like how does that bring it back home? Yeah, but
I'm gonna revert back to you just for a second. You said I want it fast. I want it fast.
well, I want not necessarily. I want to get through the. I want to get through the rough spot. Look, like tell me what I need to do, bro. I don't want like it's like I'm bleeding. I'm like, man, can we go get some stitches? I know the stitches gonna be painful. Can we get the stitches real quick? I'm over here bleeding, bro. And so it's just like I'm not afraid of the pain. I just want the pain to be the healing pain. Like I want it to be healed. I want it to be. I can look at this and see that I'm cut, but I also have stitches. Yeah, I gotta wear this Band-Aid over my stitches for a little while, but at least I know I did what I needed to do to complete this wound, to heal and treat this wound. Like I want to treat. Let me know what's going. I don't want to just be hanging out in the wind. I want to go and treat whatever I need to treat. And maybe it doesn't need to be treated. Maybe
Okay,
maybe
so why don't you want to hang out in the wind? Why don't you want to hang out in the wind?
it's confusing.
So
Yeah.
what I'm hearing is I need external certainty because I lack internal certainty.
Uh,
Hear me out. Hear me out.
okay.
When you're seeking, when you're looking for something out there, it's because you're failing to recognize it in here. If
No.
within, hear me out here.
Okay.
But
All
just,
right. Maybe
just
you're right. You're right.
I know you want to fight me on this. Just
Okay,
hear me
okay,
out.
okay.
It might take a second.
Okay.
If within, never without. If without within, always seeking without. It's very simple. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm just asking you to, we're having to do some mental gymnastics. And
Let's
I
do
could
it.
sit here and listen to you argue with me all day long. And I love you and I'll sit here and I'll listen. I'm just writing down what you've said. And how we do one thing is how we do everything. I remember when we first started working and you had your business and you had bank.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We hit 6 months and I said, I'm done. And you're like, "Oh, I'm not there yet." And it took another 8 months of practicing the tools to then call me and be like, I did it. I did. Okay. And then now you've done it over and over and over for ad infinitum. So now you've hit $100,000 a month. And now you're saying, well, why can't I get there every month? Well, I'm confused. I'm in the wind. And yet, if you want to go back to theology, God is asking you to trust. This is happening for you. Give me the grace, praise me, if you will, so that I can show you what you need to surrender out of your personality, out of your beliefs, out of your notions and expectations, so that I can give you the gift. This is part of the gift. I'm going all the way to blessing from problem. I'm going all the way to blessing. I'm pushing you all the way down there because I know you can take it. It's that point where God is saying, let me show you what needs to be surrendered. I'm going to throw bricks at you. I'm going to until you soften. I tried to hold you. You were rigid. I put you down. You were rigid. I tried spanking you. You're rigid. Now I'm just going to throw bricks at you. Right? And I say that with the utmost tenderness and love because I'm attempting to show you that anger and that fear needs grace. It needs love. It needs forgiveness. It needs to be held like a little child and say, it's okay. It's okay to be angry. Allow yourself to feel it. That's the other thing that you're doing. You're rushing the emotion. I got to get past the anger, get back to gratitude. I got to get past the fear, get back to, it's okay. Just sit in it for a second. Just sit in it. What if it's all taken away tomorrow? What if I'm just so angry at God? I'm thinking of Abraham now. But like I had to sacrifice my son, right? All this theology is not, it's coming through me. I don't sit with it. I don't read all the time. Yet the beauty of it is when you can see the perfection, when you can see the perfect in the imperfect. See, right now, when you're in the problem world, all you're seeing is the imperfect. This isn't right. This shouldn't be happening. I expected this. I did this. There's all this self-justification. And that's practice. This is all practice. And the other side of the blessing realm is the same thing. It's just the other end of the coin, kind of the black and white here. It's kind of funny, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you get into that realm of blessing, you're like, okay, this anger's for me. It's not let me enjoy it and stay angry forever. Let me just feel it. This is a gift. Okay. Okay, that was intense. Okay, what else is okay? There's fear, there's sadness, there's whatever. Let me just feel it. And what happens is the vessel lightens because you're not carrying anymore. This goes back to even what we talked about yesterday, which wasn't recorded, was that our bodies are psychosomatically showing it. So if we're holding body weight, it's possibly we're holding emotional weight, spiritual weight, energetic weight, right? You're a strong man. You know, the body fat's protecting you from what? From yourself. It's why is God retarding your success, holding you back? Is he? Or is it a pinball and he's pulling you back so that you can shoot off further because you deserve so much more? See, it's the same thing that happened to me. I was looking for a flying position again, and I found one. I went on the interview. Everything was great. The guy seemed personable. And at the end of the call, they're like, "Yeah, we go to dinner together. We do, like we're really like we're like family." I'm like, "That's great. I'm on board." They're like, "Yeah, we even get nightcaps together, before bed." I'm like, "I don't really drink." And in that moment, as a six-figure salary is over my head, ready to go, the guy turns to me and is like, "You'll learn. You'll learn to drink." And I was like, "Uh-uh. I'm not selling my soul for this one. I'm not giving my no." Right. And I had multiple events and multiple people come into my life, whether relationship or whether it was work, that I had the opportunity to say no because I knew there was more. But that came from inner certainty. So my question to you is, can you be certain that it will work out and still stand firm in the unknown? See, you're talking about being blown around the wind, but that means you're not grounded. That means you're not sitting in that certainty. No, as a pilot, it's funny because this happens all the time. We see a report and it's bad weather, and it's like, oh, it's going to clear up. Well, am I certain? No, I don't know. That could get worse. It could get better. Yet I am certain I have the skills and the skill set and the ability to figure it out, to meet the challenge as it shows up. It's not on my shoulders. I have it within. We'll figure it out. We'll get there when we get there. That's like me asking you I think today's Wednesday. What are you having for lunch on Friday next week? Now, if you're again a gym rat, you might be like, well, it's chicken breast and broccoli the rest of the month. That's boring as hell. But if you're really living life, I don't know what I'm going to have, and yet I'm going to enjoy it. And that comes with both the blessings and the challenges. The true blessings where they're just positive all the way. Even the challenges are blessings. They're just blessings in disguise. And as you said the other, really thick, deep disguises. And this is just one of those moments, right? That anger, that fear, those are blessings and in disguise. They're attempting to show you where you have a model of scarcity, that I have to do the same thing over and over again. Life is change. We are never one of my old mentors who's passed, Joe Marshala, who wrote a book, Repeatlessness, actually says it. Life is repeatless. It doesn't happen over and over. You're just perceiving this box, this frame that is repeating in your own mind, right? I am on the call with you. I am with the same microphone. Okay. I'm in a different shirt, but I'm not the same person I was yesterday, nor are you. You've had a myriad of events, one being this $1,500 chargeback, right? We are not the same people, yet we tend to perceive that life is somehow constant. Yeah, we're breathing, but it's never the same breath. We're eating, but it's never the same meal. So my question for you is, where do you need to wake up to that in reality moment, to be here now, to get out of this stream of thoughts that's rolling over and over in your head?
Man, you said something, man, that literally I had to put my head down, man, because it actually it vibrated in me so tough. You said, God, show me the thing that you're trying to get rid of in me.
Mhm.
And I haven't asked that in these last 3 months. I haven't asked that. Only thing that I've always asked is, what do you want me to do?
Mhm.
Um, and where am I going wrong? It's not about going wrong. It's just that. Go ahead.
I give you an analogy.
Yeah.
Think of you growing up as a child, and think of you wearing a size, I
Hold
don't
on.
know,
I'm
six.
sorry. Let me say this really quick. I'm sorry. Let me say that. And I gotta stop asking, "What am I doing wrong?"
Mhm.
Because it's almost like I'm looking at God as a, even though I know him not to be this way, but my body isn't and my mind isn't fully in this thought process for real, for real. Because when things go bad, I'm like, what am I doing wrong? It's like looking at, thinking God is out here trying to punish me.
Mhm. Because what are you doing to yourself?
I'm punishing myself
So
for sure.
we project onto the other, even the divine, what we do to ourselves. If you see God as merciful, you have to be merciful. If you see as God as judgmental, guess what you are, right?
Yeah.
So what I was gonna offer as an analogy was, imagine you were 5'6" and you're wearing a tiny shoe, right? And you're supposed to be this 6 foot guy or however tall you are. And you're supposed to have a size 11, 12, 13 shoe.
I'm 6'1". No, I'm just
Okay. All right, big boy. Um, Yet you keep trying to shove your foot in this tiny ass little shoe that's a 6 foot or size six shoe, but
yeah.
you're supposed to be wearing a 13. And
Mm-hmm.
what you're being asked to do is get rid of the fucking shoe, to let that go. Well, you want to go buy, you're supposed to go buy a new shoe, but you can't even see that you're supposed to buy a new shoe because you're trying to still fit in this old shoe. And you're like, well, I
Mm-hmm.
want more. I want to be taller. I want to be stronger. I want to be bigger. But your platform, your base for standing is too small. So what's happening? You're being asked to grow at your foundation. So it hurts. Think of, because we see this through life. Think of a plant. When you are a seedling, you can put it in a paper towel to get that seedling to crack open and let some roots out. And then it's scary. It's fearful. It's I was safe in that little plastic bag in that piece of wet cloth. And now you're moving me into this mud and this dirt and it's grimy and it's dirty and it's shitty and it smells, and but then you have the space for your roots to grow. And then you grow up and you become a seedling and a tiny little plant. And then you're reaching the walls and you're not getting enough nutrients. So you're stunted, your growth stops. And then God, or in this case, the farmer or the planter or the gardener, moves you to a bigger garden. And your root system has so much room to grow. And you get to grow and you get to blossom and you get to sprout new fruit. Your vessel is too small for what you want to create. Does that, you follow with me? So what happens is there's a model of scarcity as you're being transplanted. Oh my God, there's no walls. I'm free. Where are my roots going to go? What's happening? Why is this charge back? Until you land where you're supposed to land. And that's why you say it's turbulence, because it's like, it's shaky. I'm in the wind. My roots are just wee.
Mm-hmm.
And yet, that is from a much wider perspective, showing you, hey, we're attempting to get you to practice putting on a bigger shoe. We're trying to get you to practice putting on a bigger garden to grow into. You're just not there yet. And when you're there, the doors will fly open, much to your own awareness. I have seen it coming over and over and over and over again. It's like me.
Right.
I can see it for other people. I saw your success when I was talking to you in Starbucks. I already saw it. I believed in you well before you could even see it. Why? Because I could see it. I can't see it for myself. My gift is to see it in others, right? And now other people are telling me, "Oh, I see this for you or that for you." I'm like, "Cool. I don't see it yet." And yet I have to trust. I have to give myself grace. I have to say, "Okay, this is happening for me." That's the question. Can you practice something new? Instead of frustration, instead of anger? Feel them, yes, and practice something different. Practice grace, practice gratitude, practice obedience, practice openness, practice love. Show me what you want me to see in this, because God will give you signs too. It's not about why, because that you're judging the creator when you ask why. Ain't that some shit? Why are you doing this to me, God? Why? It's funny because yesterday when we got on, I could feel like I wasn't meeting you in your language, right? You were talking about God, and I was kind of hesitant pushing universe creation. And today I'm like, oh, I'm actually leading with Christian theology. That's funny to me. Why? Because I've aligned myself with your energy. We needed yesterday as a primer for today.
Mm.
And you remember how upset you were that shit, we didn't record. We just had an hour and 52 minutes of just epic audio, but only from your side. And yet, look how amazing. Because I said, hey, man, this is happening for you. And it was happening for me,
Mm.
right? It aligned me so I could speak to your audience. Because your audience is your audience. They don't follow me, they follow you. And that's the beauty of it. When you really get into that space, when you really get into that place where you start practicing the abundance, when you start looking for the blessing, what is the blessing in this? Not why. Why is that? What is the blessing in this? Yeah, maybe it was to not extend yourself so much. Maybe it was to really sit back and ask your with prayer, is this right for me to do? Do I need to go down this path, first of all? Right? These are questions. There's an immaculate shift when we move from why to what, and what is the blessing to go further.
Hey, Zane. Remember I told you there's only a few things that can distract me, and when I know God's want my attention, it was only
He gives
one
you with
thing.
money. Oh.
He gets me in my. He gets me with money every single time. He gets me with money, and then I just got a weird text message just now again. But in that text message was one of the person who just texted me just now is one of the reasons why I was just like, man, should I continue with this until I fix that? And I haven't heard from that person in 2 months until today, as I'm recording. As I'm trying to break free. Listen, man. Listen. I, I'm not really big on saying, "Oh, I'm getting attacked" or anything like that. But I do believe there's just as much power on it, just as much energy is on this side, is just as much energy trying to fight you on this side as well. And I'm not letting that energy win, man. Especially that energy. And the reason being is because again, man, there's people out there, man, who need this conversation just as much as I need this conversation. And there's people out there that I'm here to serve.
So can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
We've talked about this before, where we attract that which we are. So you're telling me that there are people out there who are attacking me. My question is, where am I attacking myself?
What? No, no. So when I say attacking me, I don't mean it. I don't mean it in a sense of like someone's physically attacking me.
No, I understand that. I understand.
I mean it in a sense of just like wherever there's good, there's bad, right? Do you believe that?
I don't believe in good and bad.
Oh shit! All right.
I mean, that's great that we're going to argue that premise, and I see all as good.
Well, so that means you don't. So you don't believe in the devil then?
No, I do, and yet he's also good because he's attempting to pull you away, so that he is essentially the spring in the pinball machine that you're being pulled back, right? He's trying to pull you away, and it's only you who says get off, and then you shoot away, right? He is there as a force to bring you back to the light. See that's the misnomer.
So I see what you're saying on the contrary of introspective of perception. Just like you can look at him as bad, but I can also look at him as a blessing too, because you make it easier for me to go to the light.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Fucking you won,
Absolutely.
Zane. You won, buddy. You won. No, you won. You know, and you know what else is, you know what's so funny about that is this too. My wife says the same thing. She says we have to embrace our dark spaces. Because without the darkness, we don't have light. And
And
and I
that was the question I was asking you, was where are you attacking yourself? It's I am attacking, insulting, beating up those dark parts of myself because I want to fight them. I'm just
you and Ashley got it, man. Y'all won, man. Y'all won. Y'all won, man. I surrender, man. I surrender.
Mic drop.
Look, man. I surrender, man.
Episode over. 45 minutes.
Episode is over, man. Y'all won. Y'all won. No, and this is so beautiful, man, because it's like, and this is like kind of how I know this episode is about scarcity, and it is because the scarcity space for me is that it forces me into a repetitive cycle. It forces me into a repetitive cycle that I haven't been able to shake.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to create a promise to myself that when I get to this next place of freedom, that I won't go back into a place of scarcity, even at that new level. And thinking that because God has said this to me, he said, listen, I'm going to launch you. I'm going to launch you, but you got to understand this height from here is a way higher place to fall from than this place. I want you to be set. I want you to be, so it's really his protection too around it as well. And
you're using the wrong tools, by the way.
I'm using the wrong tools. Okay, set me straight, man. God damn it. Shit.
I know I'll let you keep going. I'm like, let me just throw something at you.
Okay.
When you make a promise,
mm-hmm.
What's the difference between a promise that is delivered by force and a promise that's delivered by love?
What's the difference?
What is the feeling difference? Like, let me just. I'm just going to.
Well, the feeling difference is that if I had to put my words on it, the promise by force that is kept is almost a changing of a promise that's forced. Almost feels like a promise that can't be kept.
So
like
Thanksgiving with your in-laws, yes, force.
I ain't say that. I didn't say that. I know they watching. I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
But then a promise made with love is, yeah, I promised I'd rub your shoulder.
I can explain that one better. I can explain the ease. I can explain that one better. That's with ease. That's with it just happens. It's organic, but organic scares me.
It does. Because you scare you. So go back into the big picture. We talked about judging the dark parts, hating the dark parts, fighting the dark parts. You're organic. You have dirt as much as you have nutrients.
Can I tell you why organic scares me? Versus focus? Because organic scares me because it feels like it can't be duplicated again.
It's not supposed to.
Well, that's scary for me.
But that's creation.
Oh, no.
Creation can't be duplicated.
So, you know,
even though
you know, when people are like, I know what we're doing is organic right now, right? But there was some level of planning that went with this, right? Like
minimal. Very minimal.
Very minimal planning, right? I sent you a title that was in that I had, a subject, and I also sent and we had a date and time.
And you know what happened between that and now? And I thought about it, I was like, what am I gonna? It will come. And I surrendered. I had 0.5 of a second of worry. Honestly, it was like,
as far as like what we're gonna talk about I don't worry about that type of stuff.
I get it. So now the question is, where else can you apply that? Because this is the shoe.
Oh shit! Here we go. I don't like you, man. We gotta stop. Listen, this is getting too bad, man. This is getting too crazy. Like I see what you're saying. Like I do. I really do. I do. You know, and I tell you what. I'm gonna tell you what else happens to me, and it's always in finances. And I'm just like, God. Okay. Fuck it. I surrender, man. I know I just said fuck it, I surrender, but I mean that in the most humble and loving way.
Loving with my prayers.
Like I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight no more. I don't. And that's my thing. Like and the scarcity, man, it's just popped up in me. Like, dude, why are you so like? And when I tell you, let me just give you some examples of my scarcity, how bad it really is, right, and where it stemmed from. Okay. So, and when I first knew, I've been dealing with scarcity since I was 21, since I moved out on my own. Okay. I have very, very bad buyer's remorse. It's not as bad, and that's why I've been able to elevate, right? So I used to go. My main. This is the thing that I realized I had it was. I used to go to. I wanted an Apple TV. This is 2010 when Apple TVs came out, right? 2010, 2011 when Apple TVs first came out. Now, Zane, I'm 22 now. I'll keep $5,000 to $10,000 in my account. Nobody will ever know it. I wasn't out here shopping. I just wasn't my thing. I think I went on a Jordan run for 1 year. After that, I just stopped. Like I told you, my kids call me wear the same shoe every day, Dad. I got 1,000 pairs of gym shoes in my closet, but I only wear one pair of shoes every day. And just like so, and maybe, oh man,
You already see it.
damn it. I'm doing the same things with these overalls.
Yep. You have 1,000 different outfits. You have 1,000 different choices. I'm choosing one because it's safe. You're fighting all of these options because I know that I look good in these.
Well, I turned it into I didn't damn near turned it into a symbol of God. You better force something out. You better do something for me because I'm wearing these for the next 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like I'm forcing God to do something for me because of this is what I'm committing to.
So now you're fighting God.
Now I'm fighting God, even with my clothes.
and his divine plan and divine timing.
So to hear me out. So let me finish telling this story. So I used to the Apple TVs. I would go buy the Apple TV and take it back. Go buy it again, take it back. Like, nah, you shouldn't be spending that money. You don't need it. It isn't like I'm hurting for money at all. I was flying my girlfriend at the time, which is Ashley at the time, out every other weekend to come see me. It wasn't like I was hurting. I'll fly home if I wanted to when I was living here. I wasn't hurting, right? I was clearly single, no kids. So, and I'm not a big spender. So my money would just go into my account and just sit there and just sit and sit and sit. And I remember this one time, Ashley, we had moved in. We finally moved together, and Ashley wanted needed some medicine for she was having a migraine. Dude, damn, wow. I hate these light bulb moments sometimes, man, because it's just like you just kind of realize, I just realized another thing that this woman has been teaching me all these years, and I haven't fully allowed it in, but I allow it. I see it, but I haven't fully allowed it in. And one of the first lessons was how to feel, right? She taught me how to feel, and I got the feeling, and now I'm just feeling all over the place. I just feel everything. Like, hey, I feel it, I feel it, I feel it. You ain't feeling, brother. Shame on you. You ain't living, right? And I learned how to masculinely handle my feelings and also accept my feelings and all this stuff. I know you writing that down. We gonna talk about that in a second or another episode. But I got a clear, good definition about that, man. Okay, G's or Pete's, Zane. G's or Pete's. But then the other side of that is, Ashley now. Telling the story really quick. So she had a migraine. I start sweating bullets. I mean, sweating. It's just me and her. He ain't got no kids. It's just me and her. You know how much a pack of Advil costs? Like $10. Dude, I start sweating when she asked me to go spend $10.
Wow.
That's how cheap I was at that time. Like, hold on to $1 tight. Like, and then God said, man, the moment you let your hand go, then the moment it'll flow. I said, okay. I started letting it flow, man. We started making so much money. It started going crazy, right? And I started getting a little loose with the money. I'm like, okay. Now I'm at a whole new level of scarcity now. And this came from, what I call is the on and off rich. I'm always trying to keep money in my pocket, Zane. And I beat myself up, and I have to talk to myself. I even talk with God, like, God, there's no way, man. Like, I'm not even a spender like that. You're not gonna come in my house and just go in my closet and just be like, dang, and then I took on the proud name of, I wear the same shoe every day, Dad. I'm okay with that. Now I'll wear the same shoe. I'll wear the same outfit. You ain't gonna catch me just out here just spending money. I'm looking at my QuickBooks transactions for the month, because I look at all my stuff every month. I'm like, man, we got a little bit of everything I buy is what I feel like we need. Like, God, I'm not a bad spender. Why are you doing this to me, man? Why is it so hard for me to be consistently hitting these dollar points per month that I want to hit? Like, I want to give my kids this. I want to do. I want to do. Man, you making this tough on me, man.
What are you feeling when you're doing all that?
Just anger. And I feel anger. I feel a little bit of resentment, man. I feel a little bit shaded. I feel a little bit wronged. I feel like, dude, like, and that's what I'm saying. It goes back to the level of like entitled. I'm like, dude, if I had it, I would.
Do you see it now or
No.
not? Because you keep saying, what did I do wrong?
I'm just saying, at those points.
No, I hear you.
Yeah.
Just bear with me. The question that comes up in your repertoire, in the way that you practice over and over again, is, what did I do wrong? So now it's going up here and saying, God, you're doing me wrong.
Oh, 1,000%.
So do you see how this scarcity is practiced?
I do, and that's why this word has been coming up a lot lately for me, because I'm like, and that's why I titled this episode as that, because I do see it, and I'm just like, I'm really, and so what I'm trying to say is, like, this woman, my wife, has been teaching me and this is why marriage is so beautiful, because if I believe when you marry the right person, they'll show you the side of you that you need to fix. Right, I do. I believe we're mirrors of each other, and the things that probably will annoy you about that person is probably the thing that you probably need to fix within yourself.
All I was gonna jump in and say was, your partner, even in a relationship, whether you're married or not, is your disease and your medicine. It's all about dose. It's all about dosing. You want to fight it off, or you want to accept it and embrace it and see it in yourself.
I believe that.
So I have a question for you. Just side note.
Yeah.
You talked about money. I like to have some money sitting in my pocket.
Say it one more time.
I like to have some money in my pocket. I like to have some money sitting in the bank. So,
Yeah, I like to see it just stack up.
uh-huh.
So
So
let me tell you my other bad habits. Right, it's all a bad habit, and I'm very conscious of it. Right, I do it in video games. I do it in my Starbucks apps. I do it, dude. I like to see things just compound itself.
how's your body
I,
weight doing?
no, for sure, and that did that too. And I'm trying to exchange it for something else. 1,000%.
So let's just go back to theology here. Does God sit around and do nothing?
No,
What does God do on the day to day? Does
he
God work?
moves.
He moves. Okay. Does he move with resentment and judgment and anger? Or does he move with mercy and love and forgiveness?
He moves all the above, the mercy and love and forgiveness for sure.
So my question is, how could your money move with more love? You know,
Mm.
how could your money move with more forgiveness? You know what? Because
Mm.
it's that that's $1,500 chargeback. I bought a sound bed not so long ago. It's this like vibrating bed. It's supposed to help somatically release things, and it ended up being a scam. And a buddy of mine got me into it, which is funny. It's like he pulled out, and he's like, "Oh, it's just taking so long." I'm like, "Okay, well, I got time. I got nothing to lose." I lost $2,000 on this sound bed,
Yeah.
and I'm sitting here like I could do small claims court. I could fight it. Da, da, da. I'm sitting here thinking like it seemed too good to be true. You got in bed. What is this trying to show you? That money's just a thing. It's not the end of the world. You make more 2 grand to me, I'm blessed enough to not have to worry about 2 grand. And yet the amount of stress and the pain and the anger that I could have created by getting caught up in this, by practicing fighting. You've been fighting for a long time.
I have been fighting for a long time. 1,000%. Definitely have been fighting.
And the resolution is to learn to not fight, learn to practice something different. One thing that I used to teach years ago was I did get a rubber band, right? This rubber band on your wrist. Anytime you notice a negative thought, you just change wrists. And I always found it interesting because people would be like, "Yeah, I smacked the rubber band and then I changed wrists." So I didn't ask you to beat yourself up. I just said change wrists. Just move. You got a watch on. Anytime you notice that you're beating yourself up or that you're negative, change hands with your watch. Because what that does is brings your attention to it. And once your attention's on it, then you can accept it. And once you can accept it, you can love it. And when you love it, it changes.
I just had an aha moment while you were talking, and I'm sorry.
Are you going to move your watch?
Okay. Say that one thing. Okay, tell me about the watch one more time.
I was saying a rubber band, but you can do it with the watch too.
Okay.
Anytime you have a negative thought when you're beating yourself up, just take it from one wrist to the other. See if you
Okay.
could go an hour, a whole hour. Then see if you go 2, 5, 10, go the whole day. Then see if you could go a week. I promise it'll take a minute before you get there. Yet when you start practicing that awareness, you'll be able to rewrite the negative thoughts. You'll be aware of them. Because when I say, where are you fighting yourself? I'm not fighting myself. I'm not attacking myself. Yes, you are. Go with your aha. What do you got for me?
I'm even moving with scarcity even within my business ideas. Because they're all forms of protection and not forms of just what it's supposed to be. Just they're supposed to be forms of freedom, but I'm creating them as forms of protection for me.
Mm-hmm.
And the more bigger I create the wall of protection around me, the more secure I feel.
Mm-hmm. So again,
And
needing that protection outside rather than having it
yeah,
inside.
yeah, and I because even when I create ideas, like even for this next level of life, I know where I'm at, and I'm already like, hey, okay, this is what I'm gonna do to protect this spot. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna put the money over here, and when I put the money over here, this is gonna compound. I'm gonna be able to. This is gonna all be secure, so I don't have to worry about that because this is gonna generate another $30,000-$40,000 a month, and that's gonna be taken care of. I don't have to. I ain't gotta be worried about that, and which is theoretically nothing wrong with that approach except when you do it out of the way that I'm doing it. Like,
Okay. So
when
what's the energy? What's the energy behind the approach? You've been saying it. You've said it a couple times. I don't need to be worried.
yeah, so I don't. Yeah, no, that's the point I'm trying to make. Is that everything that I do is a form of just protection, so I don't have to be worried.
I agree. So the worry is the root of it is the worry, right? The stem of it is or the trunk of it is protection, and all the leaves are force. All of these things that Ralph does on the day to day is force. I have to do this. I have to do that. I have to go to the gym. I have to lift this. I have to lose that.
Oh my God, here it is. Well, no, the gym thing. I like the gym. I don't.
Hear me out. Hear me out.
I don't. Okay, and I know my wording is say I have to, but I like to.
Okay, so let's just flip it real quick. Just bear with me on the example.
Okay.
Go to the root again. We went to worry. What's the positive of worry?
What's the positive of worry?
Yeah. What's the if there was another word for positive worry instead, because worry is negative by default. Like, ooh, I'm gonna get hurt. Well, what if it was, ooh, I'm gonna get something great out of this? What's that feeling?
Positive, anxious, a good like excitement.
There it is. Excitement. Yes. For 500, Alex. Okay, so we have excitement, right? So now excitement goes to the trunk and goes into the space. And what do we have? We have freedom. We have choice. We have the 1,000 shoes in our closet. We can pick any one. I'm excited to wear what I'm going to wear today.
Mm-hmm.
And now what comes out? Now all the things that I do are out of love.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting, my whole spine is tingling as I'm saying this for you, bro. Like, the revolution from worry to protection to fear to shifting to excitement and freedom and love, right? This is where that blessing is. If I'm excited, like, oh, I got a notification on my phone. What's it say? Oh, I lost $1,500 on a chargeback. Oh, what a blessing. Yeah, that's some next level. You're not there yet.
Nah, hell no.
I love you.
Listen, hell no, I ain't there. Listen. No, so I get what you're saying in the sense of like, no, I don't know if I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if I'll ever be like excited about somebody stealing from me, right?
Did they steal from you, or did they show you who they are?
Both.
Did they? Okay, so now that they've shown you who you are, you can make wiser choices with how you invest. And even further, if you see that pattern of human being again, you also know how to mitigate your risk.
So
they've given you a $1,500 lesson.
They did give me a $1,500 lesson, and I'm tired of these financial lessons because when I first met you, I had a $6,000 lesson.
But you don't listen otherwise. You just said it earlier. God shows me by messing with my money. You don't listen otherwise.
You're right. You're right. Listen. So listen.
You're stubborn, so it's got to come in this way.
Listen. So this is but this is the thing too. It's not that I'm just stubborn. It's just that I don't know anybody who's traveled these roads before.
And that's okay.
And
can you move forward with grace?
No, and I do, and I'm okay with that, right? So because of that, because I don't have anybody that I know, a person who's traveled these roads, I'm trailing the path so that I can help other people travel these roads, right? And I am extremely grateful and okay with that, right? And I did immediately in my mind, I became okay with the $1,500. I did. Well, no. Let me take that aside. No, I didn't be okay. I didn't become okay with the $1,500. I became okay once I found out who did it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and my mind immediately went to, okay, Ralph, do I want to do consulting with this anymore? Like, is that a space that I want to do consulting in? Maybe not. Why? Because I'm trying to build. I need to only consult with the people who are actually a part of my my group of franchisees. Those are the ones who I consult with. Those are the ones who I help build with. Those are the ones who are invested, and those are the ones who deserve my time from that level.
So you got a $1,500 ticket to stay your lane.
$1,500 ticket to stay in my lane for sure, 1,000%, and I accept that I accept, but there's multiple lessons within that, right? So
I agree.
I got that lesson, and I was okay. I took that one this morning, right? I took that one to chest this morning and said, boom, right, cool, won't do that again, right? Now, this other part of where my mind went to with the actual money itself is a place that immediately my mind went to scarcity. And that's why I was like, oh my God, why is this happening? This is so perfect that this is happening today as we getting ready to go talk about this conversation. Like, if I didn't need somebody to talk to me today, I need it now. Like, because that is something that has been troubling. I'm gonna see if I wrote any notes about it, because I'm always writing notes about stuff like this. And I don't want to be troubled. I don't want to be troubled with that anymore.
Okay, well, don't be. So let me just play with this for a second. Just dance with me for a second. How much would you have to make a month that 1,500 out just on this nuanced, neurotic nonsense bullshit wouldn't bother you at all? 10,000, 15,000, 30,000.
No,
How
because
much would you have?
I met those numbers. I don't know.
What level do you have to be making that 1,500 wouldn't even be? It wouldn't be a speck of dust on the radar, because it was a little bit more than a speck of dust this morning. Real talk.
No, I'm not trying. No, it was absolutely. It was more than a speck of dust. It was more. I don't. Yeah. Like for example, I did now. Now I'm gonna be honest. I did get a chargeback before, like 2 weeks ago, for like $200, right?
Okay.
And immediately,
did that bother you?
No, it didn't bother me.
Okay, so you're making enough. You're making enough that 200 doesn't, right?
I immediately went in and accepted that $200. She deserved that $200 back, right? Because it was my fault. Like, I meant to go in and give her a refund, because I canceled on her because she had booked on Mother's Day. I wasn't about to go, and I wasn't sending no employees out on Mother's Day either. So I was like, I called her and said, hey, I'm giving you a refund. We're not coming out on Mother's Day. I forgot. She went and did that. So be it. I accepted that immediately. Like, she deserved that, right? And financially, I wasn't looking at that like, why did this happen to me either? That was okay. I didn't like the ding on my little chart when it come to chargebacks, but it is what it is. That was my fault. I deserve that.
You understand what you did wrong there to deserve it.
Yeah, 1,000%. 1,000%. And that's
in this case with the 1,500, you don't know what you did wrong, and you believe that you don't deserve it. I'm challenging you. I know.
Okay, so there's two ways to look at that. I believe I deserved it because of what I've asked for. Right? To bring me to this space. Right? But on a surface level of him doing that, no, I didn't deserve that. But I choose this thought process more than I choose that thought process.
Right.
And just chuck that $1,500 up to be able to live with understanding and freedom that this is preparing me for somewhere else.
Okay. So if you were making,
it just sucks because I'm in a sense of like, in the reality of everything, I did make this investment with this guy, and it's just like, dude, I really believe in again, this goes back to like, you showed me who you are. You get what I'm saying? You showed me who you are. You have my cell phone. You could have called me and said, hey, whatever. I would have given you more value for whatever. If you feel like I didn't give you any value, I would have gave you more value. Like, that's I just feel like the way that it was handled was messed up. But it is what it is. It's all good.
So what I'm hearing your antidote, and I don't think you are. So I'm just gonna see if you can feel me on this.
Okay.
The antidote to all of this is communicate value. If he had called me, if he had communicated with me, I would have infused more. Correct?
1,000.
Okay. So isn't that
But that would have stopped this from happening too.
I agree. And yet that antidote is the answer to every issue in your life. Communicate for more value. So you're telling me I'm angry at God. Is that communicating value? I resent God. Is that communicating value? Yeah, a negative one, right? It's not saying what a blessing, what a good thing. Thank you for this opportunity. I might not see it because I'm in this level of the movie. I'm at the beginning stages. I don't know why that character needed to get shot, but then downstream we see why, right? And that's the issue. The challenge that can come of this, or rather the opportunity to come of this, is the way you communicate out and the way you communicate in can shift. And in that, the wealth can come because the wealth is being stopped by your inner dialogue, really. The I have to fight, that there's good and evil, that we got to go to cahoots for this. That's actually what's stopping you. That's stopping all of this abundance waiting for you. It's just the way you're talking about it. Right. And that's why I was trying to bring up that ideation of like, hey, man, if you were making $1 million a month, would $1,500 bother you? Probably not. Yeah, whatever. It's a chargeback. Let them have it. I got other things to do. Right. If you were making $3 million, would it bother you? Probably even less. Right. What if that number wasn't 1,500? What if it was $150,000 chargeback? What if somebody said, fuck you and your franchise, I want all my money, and they charge back? How much money would you have to be making? 100 million a month? Because at 100 million a month, I don't give a shit about 150,000.
Absolutely not. Would you?
Okay. So that's what can you see that you're in this little box of perspective and God's trying to come in here, rip it out. And it's that ripping out. It's the pulling the bandage up. It's the opening the scab to get the infection out that hurts. And yet it's for a much bigger good. And you're focused on the pain rather than the derivative outcome. That's all it is.
No, you're 1,000% correct, man. And I do want to say it feels like I think the 1,500 was like a compounding, right? Like if the 1,500 probably happened in the beginning, I probably would be like, they'd probably be like, okay, that's weird. Like, and I'll say this too. Because I knew that there was a bigger lesson to be learned from this, I had no desire to call. I had no desire to send a text. I had no desire to fight it for real, from a physical place. I do want I want to keep my $1,500 just naturally, but I appreciate the lesson a little bit more than the 1,500, because I do know that there's a bigger play out there, right? There is a bigger lesson, and again, I want to get to the lesson. I want to get inside the classroom. I want the teacher to get on the drawing board and be like, hey, the reason this is what I'm trying to get you to see. I want to get in the art class and I want you to draw this out for me so that I can start working on myself, so I can start doing the work. And that's the biggest thing for me. It's never to just stay in a place and just hound in a place and just be mad about that particular thing. God, I'm with you, man. I know you want my attention, but get on this drawing board and show me. And he did show me, because he put the word scarcity on my heart, and for this very moment just now, and to work this thing out, and to work it and this is even funnier. I mean, God is an ultimate magician. Like this, the magic that this man works is just wild. To get back to the podcasting. Mm-hmm. To even be able to express this on video, and this is all happening after he brought me back to the podcasting thing. To be able to, this is live happening, and this is wild. This ain't written down nowhere, people. This ain't, this ain't planned. Like this was like I told you the other day in the gym. I asked for a sign to get back to the podcasting. You called, somebody else called, and 2 other people called and said, "Ask me, am I still doing the podcast?" One guy came back and said, "Hey, I haven't seen your stuff in a little while, but your stuff that you were putting out was really amazing. I need more of that." And now he has me. I was coaching with him this morning, which is wild. That I'm even coaching anybody. I got another guy called me sent me a message this morning and said, "Hey, I just need somebody to talk to." which is wild because we all need somebody to talk to. Like I need you to, I need you, and but this is it's a beautiful transition. And yeah, go ahead.
We talked about communicating value
I
instead of
love
being
how
angry.
I love how soft your voice just got. Pause. But he's like, I have a question. But go ahead. Anyway, makes me feel like we're getting closer and closer to the end. Like
Pause and
we
no
got
homo.
it.
I love you, and I'm just gonna have to put this out there. When I brought up communicate value,
Yeah.
when I said communicate value, all I was trying to say is like go back over here to the blessing, and you actually took it went one step further. You talked about compounding, so we went from problem to issue, right, to challenge, to opportunity, to blessing, and now we're blasting way over there and saying the compounding blessing, right? So let's just compound this for a second. If we hadn't talked that day, if you hadn't married this wife, if you hadn't, right, and all the opportunities, challenges, problems, issues have all stacked like a pyramid to get you here, to take the next leap, right? And there's going to be more problems, there's going to be more challenges, there's going to be more opportunities, there's going to be more blessings. It's just where you look at it from. Can you see the blessing? Can you see the blessing that compounds? Right? It's like these movies where like you watch and you're like, I have no idea what's happened. Then you get to the end, you're like, oh shit, the whole thing made sense. Can you actually know that it will make sense eventually and detach, remove, surrender your need to know and be certain that it will be shown to you? Life seems to me to be on a need to know basis. I don't need to know astrophysics. I don't need to know certain things. If I needed to know, it would find me. And that's the same thing here. You're trusting your creator and saying, I trust that I don't need to know. And that if I did need to know, it would find me. Right? To your point, you were upset yesterday when we didn't record. You're
Yeah,
really
for
upset. I could feel
sure.
it.
No,
You're
for
like,
sure. I was
you have a goal. And we did
no,
2 hours. And
no. I just felt like we had some gold, but then I did. Even I mean, eventually I got to the point. Eventually I got there, but I think the biggest thing that like I said, that affected me about that yesterday is like when I have other people involved. That that scares the shit out of me.
okay. Yet that was
Yeah,
okay. When you have me involved, right? Just to play this out. My return to you on the end when you're like, you know what, man?
it's
Shit,
not good
we weren't
enough for me.
recording.
It's not good enough for me. It's not good enough.
I know, and that's where you're judging it. That's where you're not finding the blessing. That's not where you're finding the goodness. You are judging it. You are coming out of judgment rather than love, out of mercy, out of kindness. And that's what's holding you back. That's it. And it's that simple. It's not easy. I'm not saying that transition is easy. It's simple. It's not easy. And I challenge you. I challenge you. If you write this down, if I was 5% kinder, loving, gentler
Take out my handy dandy notebook.
to myself today, I would dot 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 and answer that 10 times. And you don't need to think about it. These
Mm-hmm.
completions are supposed to, okay, if I was 5% more, I would stretch, oh, why is this important? Oh, I drink more water. Why is that important? Because you're showing yourself, oh, I'm acting out of love. And when I act out of love, I perceive out of love. And when I perceive out of love, I can't judge, right? I didn't look at you when I met you and think, this mother, whatever. He's just a bank teller. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He'll figure it out. I don't need to talk with him. I saw more in you than you could imagine.
1,000. You did.
That 10,000 was a month was nothing.
I want to say this to you, and I it's just so crazy that I never had anybody believe in me more than my granddad has until I met you. Besides my wife. My wife has my wife has this weird gift of seeing potential in people and sticking with them. I showed her this the other day, but she has this. she has a gift for seeing people rise from nothing to something, and seeing it at the beginning, and I just want to just tell you too, man, that I've never, and if I have, no one's voiced that to me like that. That they believed in me the way you believed in me, outside of my granddad and my wife. But I want to tell you, man, I really appreciate that for sure.
Thanks. I humbly take that. Thank you. I appreciate that. It's easy though. It's easy when you can see someone's soul. It's easy when you can, and that's the thing. Like even when somebody wrongs me, I it hurts. I still have to put a boundary and say no. It just reminds me to look at their soul. And I'm inviting you to look at your soul because that soul's infinite. There's no scarcity there. That soul has love. That soul has an amazing capacity to create. And that's really what's necessary here. It's not about scarcity and breaking free and forcing our way out. It's just loving, hey, this scarcity served me. It served me for a little while. It's time to move on. And if you really want to move on, find your way back to love. Find your way back to the blessings. That's it. It's really, really that basic. And it's a daily practice. So whether you have to remind yourself by moving a rubber band or moving your watch every time you're negative, it's just saying, okay, I'm being a little negative. It's not beating yourself. That's the worst thing in that moment. In that moment where you're like, shit, I just beat myself up again. That's okay. At least I'm aware of it. And in that awareness, I can change it. Just let me just keep being aware of it. And then eventually you'll start noticing you're not changing the risk so much. And then you start noticing it's been a minute. And you're like, really, am I really being that kind to myself? Just bringing awareness to it. God is bringing you back home, bringing you awareness to, hey, I got a plan for you. You got to trust. You don't have to force so much.
Mm.
And that's coming back home to love. I mean, this is the prodigal son. Well, I was here, I worked, I did everything that my father wanted, and then this one went away and came back and he's lovable. The fuck? And then it's realizing, oh wait, I never had to work that hard to gain the love, to gain the abundance, to gain the wealth, to gain the goodness. I just had to open my heart more. I had to soften.
It was beautiful.
Love you, man.
Love you too, man. All right, listen, guys. We're going to wrap up here. That was another episode of Focusing on the Soul of the Entrepreneur. I'm your host, Ralph Walker. And again, want to say just thank you to you, Zayn, for just coming on with us today. And I just hope and pray that someone else is getting blessed and free after listening to this episode. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Talk to you guys soon. Peace.